Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a collective reading because today is the 11/11. So, because it's a collective reading, I'm doing this reading with my big combined deck of tarot cards and astrological oracle cards. And there are two cards from the astrological oracle deck. One that is in the reading, in this part of the reading, and the one that is at the bottom of the deck, from this part at least, which are playing like such an essential role to the message here. And I feel like there is like this process of revelation, like, when you unwrap a gift, almost like, like anticipating Christmas or something like that, right? Some sort of festivity that we are gaining a present, but in order to receive it, it's like we have to unwrap it. And this is what I'm seeing here. But it seems like the present, the gift, the revelation comes with such a blazing light. And in order not to be blinding, because we're ending with the sun, and this is the full unwrapping moment, it's like the ta-da, right? The full revelation. The reason why I'm saying like this revelation comes with this big aha moment, or like this big insight, and it needs this unwrapping moment, which it's like it's best if we take our time to unwrap it instead of just rip the entire thing to get the revelation soon. It's like allow time, because it's coming with this sensation of the calm before the storm. Although the storm is not in the destructive, stormy meaning that, we usually perceive with the saying, is more like the storm is the revelation. It's like this full blast of consciousness and awareness, right? So let's begin with the opposite of the sun, which is the moon. So, and when I mention the word opposite, it's not like they are opposites and as in contrary to each other. They are complementary to each other, right? It's like they're almost like this yin to the yang. And it's interesting because I just started this yin yoga class, teacher training today, and so it's very fitting. So we have the yin energy, right? The feminine energy, the night energy, the lunar energy. So it seems like there is this moment of allowing yourself to stay in bed a little longer, allowing yourself to enjoy the nighttime a little longer. Just like be in this intuitive, sensitive, receptive space before this blasts with full force. So the reason why I'm talking about stay here a little longer is there is this motherly embrace that I sometimes see with this card, because the moon to me is, this motherly figure that is very warm and very gentle and very it's like it's the caretaker, right? It wants to be seen or perceived today as the caretaker. So it's like take care of yourself, right? And it's interesting because to me the symbolism of the 11/11 is like when we are so integrated and in tune with oneself, that's when we are open enough and ready enough to see some of our reflections in others. So therefore, that's when we are able to relate to other people without losing ourselves in that relationship, right? And so the moon, because it can be a very mysterious energy, right? It's like when we are trying to see in the night, but we cannot see with our eyes open. It's like we have to trust our intuition, trust our sixth sense. It's like that very subtle perception, right? Of something that is not that obvious, but our sixth sense is already perceiving it's something very relevant. So take your time here. It's like, take care of yourself in this state before wanting to receive a revelation, right? This is what the second card is also emphasizing. This is the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest of all the 4 knights. But the interesting thing is that this is almost coming through as, you know, the child to the mother. And I feel like this is the advice that the mother is giving to the child, but it's almost like the opposite, because it's the reflection, right? If we think of, you know, this light that is coming from source, and here this same light is actually just softer, right? Is more gentle to the eyes. It's not going to blind you. This is the same thing. It's like the mother is just reflecting back to the child, which, you know, could be, it's like, it really doesn't matter which one you are, because as I'm saying, it's like it's a mirrored thing, right? So this could be you with your own higher consciousness, but you know underneath it all, like intuitively, that the message is to slow down, because this is what you're bringing. Therefore, this is what you're being bounced back, right? This is the message that you're receiving, because it's soft, right? And so the soft light that is reflecting on the moon is giving you the clue that you already knew, right? That you already had inside. It's like, just slow down. There is no need to hurry up like this revelation process, or like, you know, receiving any sort of insight, which is coming. But again, like, take your sweet time to unwrap this gift. And it's like, don't think about the final goal. Don't think about the destination. Don't think about where you're going to go, right? Or what you're aiming for. It's like, think about the next step. And the next step seems to be like, just be where you are. So, you know, if this is the gentle reflection, so you asking to the Divine Mother, to Mother Nature, to, you know, the cosmos, it's like, and you're receiving a very gentle, intuitive nudge that you already know the answer to this question. Here, it seems like things are not as clear or as gentle, right? Because after this Knight of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is a more inquisitive being, right? And so whomever is, you know, coming to you, wanting to just rush things and wanting to, maybe they're questioning, have you opened the gift yet? Or, you know, have you done this or that? It's like, maybe they are trying to speed up your process, and you're just interested in taking your own time to do so. And so I feel like that's because somehow this Queen of Swords, it's like they have a very broad perception. It's like they're somebody that at the same time is able to focus like in one thing, one task, one idea, one thought. But here with this card that is so gorgeous, this is from the Astrological Oracle deck. And, you know, when I created the deck, obviously I was going to talk about astrology, right? The planets and all of that. But then I had this sensation that, you know, the board of this game, right, which is the mandala, the astro birth chart, right, where everything is placed upon, right? It's like the scenario, right? It's like the landscape, right? The astrological landscape. It's to me, it represents like this compass, right? It's like the territory upon which all of the planets, all of the signs are interacting, are acting, are being themselves, right? So there is something beautiful about like placement and maybe feeling displaced, maybe being, you know, confused about where is your place. But that's not exactly the perception of this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, they have this very natural ability. It's like they have this skill, right? Maybe this mental skill that they can at the same time focus, but also think about the big picture. So it's like they can go like very narrow and very focused, paying attention to the details because of the sharpness of the Swords. But then with this astro chart, it's like this mandala, it's like they have the ability to take a step back and like just expand their vision and see what is going on. But so how does that play in your situation, which, you know, I'm seeing you, the one that I'm reading this for, as this Knight of Pentacles, which you already had this conversation with the moon, which is like representing this mother figure. But with the reflection back, you know, receiving the guidance that it's okay to take your time because this is what you are bringing within. It's like there is something outside of you that wants to, it's like, it's almost like they can't focus, right? It's like they have this ability to focus. It's like they can zoom in and zoom out, like, you know, the lens of a camera. They can do that in their lives or overall in general. But because you are in another rhythm, in another timeline, in another state of being, in a state of mind, right? Which is very earthy, very grounded, although you do have, you know, this extreme connection to the moon. Therefore, you can think also about the big picture, but you can also think about the mundane. But the thing about the moon is that it's only going to give you what you're carrying inside. So it's not going to give you the big picture about the universe as a whole, right? It's just going to reflect back what is in you. And this is what they don't get. It's like, this is what the Queen of Swords is trying to figure out, maybe because they're interested in learning from you, right? It's like maybe they think like they can gain something that you are exploring without having like an objective goal, right? It's like you're not interested. It's almost like you have less ambitions than they have. But that's okay. It's like you're not concerned about that. They are, right? It's like they are kind of like gradually looking for evolution, right? And maybe this is what they're pushing you. It's like they're pushing you to open this gift because they know maybe your intuitive connection to the moon, to your own psychic abilities. And despite their knowledge, the information, the amount of information that they have, the capacity that they have to zoom in a very specific, so it's almost like they can be very specific, but they can also be very general, right? So this is something that they have, but maybe in terms of spirituality, it's like maybe they're looking at you like a very, you know, typical person. And they're saying, but how can you connect to the moon if I have read all the books, if I have studied everything and all of that, and it's not here, right? It's like, please open up this gift for me because I can't, right? It's like they, with all the information that they have, it's like they can't figure out a way to unwrap this, or, you know, to place, you know, the planets and the signs and read a chart, right? Because it's not just about, you know, math and adding up things. It's not like, you know, planet A or planet B is here and there, and that's the way that you interpret astrology, right? It needs practice. It needs like, because the way that this very diligent stance that you're taking with this perseverance, without, you know, it's like without this external interest for anything else other than just the journey, like enjoying the journey and enjoying the experiences and taking in all that you can in a very embodied way, right? This is why the Pentacles. So it's like you can read much better like this chart, but you are not in a rush to do so, because it's like you're allowing it to, you know, in due time reveal itself to you. You see what I mean? So, the Three of Pentacles coming next. This is interesting because I feel like at the same time that they are very smart, right? It's like they, in a way, they can be a little bit snob, is that the right word? Like, you know, a little bit arrogant, maybe, you know, full of themselves, maybe because they are like a know-it-all type of person, like generally, because they have a lot of information, right? But it's like you have a specific thing that they don't. And it's almost like they want that jewel, right? That cherry on top. And it's like you're not interested in giving. They are interested in working with you, right? The Three of Pentacles is here to like emphasize the fact that there is interest in working with you, but it's like the Three of Pentacles, not the Three of Swords. So it's like they have to like come out of their comfort zone, come out of their element, come out of their way of thinking, or, you know, the path that they are used to learning, to really learn from you, right? Because it's almost like, you know, why would somebody that knows like a lot of things already would want to know something for you, which, you know, you don't seem to have, you know, read as many books or have, you know, the amount of information that they have, but you do have the embodied information, the embodied like humility to like just allow the experience to teach you, right? And that's the reason why you're receiving this gift, because the way that I'm seeing, you know, those what is the word, you know, those food things that you buy, like when you order some takeout or whatever, it's like it's all wrapped up, right? This is how I'm seeing. It's almost like inside here you're going to find the food, the nutrients, the things that are going to feed you with the revelations, right? But unless you're able to open up, it's like you're not going to eat anything, right? You're not going to receive or absorb anything. So this is what they're trying to crack a way to make you teach them something that you cannot teach with words or thoughts or a book or anything like that. It's almost like, you know, if one was going to see the knight, you know, hierarchically speaking, like as less in terms of wisdom as the queen, it's the other way around. It's like they are hungry for your kind of humble studentship stance, right? It's like, you know, it's like you're teaching them how to be a student, because they haven't, maybe they are in a position where they think they know it all, but they are in a place like they still want more information, right? And so after the Three of Pentacles, we have the King of Swords. And so this, I feel like, is the proposal for you. So it's almost like they want, instead of, you know, them coming to your realm, which is the Three of Pentacles, it's like they want you to be as curious, as interested, as like well-read or whatever, right? It's like they want to bring you in this earthly realm to this very rational and logical realm, because that's how you would be able to exchange notes, because maybe they're not accepting the fact that you as a humble student could be their teacher, which is very interesting. So in order to unwrap this, it has to be a very embodied thing. And that's the reason why, if you don't take care of yourself and take the time to just be in it, to allow the softness of this moonlight to reach you, it's like you will never be able to take in all of this light, right? It's like you have to be, you know, humble enough to accept like this tiny amount of reflection of the sunlight, you know, on the surface of the moon, reflecting back to you something that is already inside of you, in order to fully unwrap it all. And I feel like there is this, I'm trying to see what else the King of Swords wants to be, because it's almost like this imposition, like this condition for the Queen of Swords to be with you, to learn from you, to exchange notes. Maybe they're not in a place where they can accept the fact that you're not going to be their teacher, right? It's like if they really want to work with you, it's like they have to understand your realm instead of wanting to change you or your way of thinking or your way of placing your knowledge, right, on this chessboard, which is it's not a chessboard, right? It's an astrology board, let's say. So if they're willing and wanting to learn astrology, for instance, just as an example, it's like they have to allow it to speak to them and not force something, right? Or force you to reveal your secrets. Maybe it's that, right? Maybe the revelation, it's not that you are expecting to have anything revealed to you, because as I said, it's almost like you're in no rush at all. Maybe you don't even like have, the desire to have any sort of revelation, but maybe because of the pressure of this one that sees you having this conversation with the moon, it's like they want to put you in this position of the King of Swords. Maybe, they are a spokesperson, maybe they are a teacher, maybe they are a mentor, maybe they, give courses and lectures and all of that. And they, they see in you all of that information that could be like spread the same way that they have done, but that's not unwrapping the information that they want from you, right? And they want to place you in a very artificial position, which could be very blinding, right? It's like they want to take you from this very private experience where you're learning a lot and put you on a stage, right? Like in the center stage of, this life of yours, which can be very private, to a life that is very like highlighted, is in the spotlight. So it's almost like this, maybe, maybe the revelation that they're trying to force you, it's going to come to you as well, that maybe this is for you, that maybe you can be in this position. This could be a way to co-create with them, but not in their time, right? It's like you have to allow this to open, because if you see the thumbnail, these are lined up like this. So actually these are playing the same role. These are communicating the same message. This is the closed version of this mandala, this message. This is the open version, because you see here how we have the slices all going to the center, right? So there is like this concentric force, everything wrapped up here in the center. But then here, all of these triangles are all of these slices, but open up to the side. And so what is revealed, and this is interesting because I feel like, it's coming through as the darkness of the sun. I have no idea what that is, because I feel like you're not bothered by what you find or what you don't find, right? It's almost like you're not going to be surprised by the revelation or, disappointed. Maybe they have a huge expectation because it's like they see this gift and they want to know what it's in there. You're not as eager to find out what the revelation is. It's like, it's not your focus, it's their focus. But because you have been trained by the moon, in a sense, you have been taking your time and taking care of yourself and literally like feeding this relationship, right? Like literally nourishing yourself with this motherly embrace and this connection to the moon, so that it could reveal to you what you are and who you are and what is in you. It's like you open up, and if you don't find anything, you're okay with that, right? It's like it's just pure light. And it's almost like where there is everything, there's also anything. So where there is, all of the light, there is also like no light at all. So it's almost like, it's like the center of the sun is like, it's a black hole. I know, I have no idea if that's even possible, but it's what I'm seeing here, right? Just because of the imagery. So it's almost like being disappointed. And I want to say this might be the case for this Queen of Swords, just by the fact that they were expecting you to be, this central figure, sharing all of your knowledge, when this is not really your focus. And if it is, if it's part of the revelation, which you're not, trying to rush into it, then that's fine. And if it's not, if it's empty, like if it's, this dark side of the sun, so it's not like, the healthy way to be highlighted or to be in the spotlight, right? It's like, this is not something that you're going to be disappointed or surprised by. It's like you are you are ready, whatever you find here, right? And so I mentioned the bottom of the deck because it's, you know, all of these points in a birth chart that are relevant, right? There are 4 points. So dividing this box, let's say, which is not a box, right? Because it's round, but it's like this stage, this compass, which here is sliced in 12 pieces, and here it's just in 4. And so the quadrants here are talking about, like, you know, this compass that when you simplify things, it's like the wrapping is less complex. Meaning something that they want to make very hard to receive or to perceive or to absorb, it's like for you, it's very simple, right? And it's very simple because it's almost like for you, sun and the moon are the same, right? Wherever they are in your chart, it's like you understand both the moon and the sun equally because you have taken your time with this shadow aspect, perhaps this nighttime aspect. And when you go for the light, it's like if there is some sort of dark aspect here as well, right? And maybe we're talking about like the aspects between the planets in your birth chart. So if these two are in like a hard tension, it's like maybe you can, it's like you can deal with that in a much more easier way without having to be in the spotlight talking about it, which I'm not sure, but I feel like it could be the case, right? But it's not something that you're like actively searching for. It's like you're just there enjoying your path and gaining all of the wisdom through your experience. So there might be a chance, okay, just to end with that, there might be a chance that this co-creation takes shape, right? Because it is the 3 of Pentacles. But it's almost like you're not expecting success or fame or whatever it is. It's like whatever comes, whatever is unwrapped, whatever is revealed, is like you're going to be there for it, right? It's like you're going to be ready for it because it's like you know how to simplify things, to, you know, make them open in a way that are not going to be chaotic or catastrophic or blinding or depressing. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to pull more cards as well as the astrological runes in the extended for this collective reading. So I truly hope that this was helpful to you and insightful. It's a little bit tricky, I know, but I feel like, you know, maybe if you are interested in studying your own birth chart, that could be, you know, that could be the first step. So let me know if you want to share it. I would love to know. So if you want to follow me to the extended, I'll be happy to see you there. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.